So, don't think anyone's on yet, but if anyone is on, we're doing two things today. One, I'm working on a new logo for myself.
Yeah.
B, one and B.
You know what? Roll with it. Roll with it.
I'm going to be editing more Punchline is Death stuff because soon these streams are going to be just absolutely piled with drawing requests from my Kickstarter. So I'm going to use this time I have now to get done the other work I need to get done before I'm swamped with that. Anyway, this is my new logo. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too. It's very nicely designed.
Yeah. I unfortunately saved my layers stupid, as I always do.
Yeah.
So I had shared a preview with actually I don't think it was with my Discord, just with the Chicago Discord.
A nice splash of color to it.
Mm-hmm. So I've had an exciting couple of weeks since you were last on the Kyle show. Yeah, because I think this is the first time you've been. Right, because we didn't do a show immediately after the Kickstarter because I fell asleep for like 4 days.
Yes, that is a fair descriptor of the events that transpired.
Yeah. So the Kickstarter, it happened and good and
it was very successful.
I'm excited.
You should be. You should be proud, buddy.
Yeah, I am. Good. I am very touched at all the support we released.
Did I not finish sewing this? Okay, well I know what I need to start on because I apparently haven't finished sewing a patch. So that gives me a launch point right there.
You monster. How dare you not finish sewing that? I feel like something's been up with my brush settings ever since I drew the emotes for Twitch affiliate, which is another thing that happened.
As well as the toxicity.
Trying to decide if those is there better or worse than the original ones.
I mean, I still like them. Yeah, honestly, if it's made of cloth, it'll work.
Okay. Yeah, those. I'm just checking this at different sizes.
I found out some wonderful game news today.
Ooh.
Deadly Premonition 2 is out.
Ooh.
I'm very excited. I will probably buy it at some point. I forget, have I told you much about Deadly Premonition, or do you have much experience with it?
I've heard a little bit about it, but I also think that... Is it a Certified 1 game?
No.
Okay.
No. Although similar-ish creator.
That looks a little too horrifying.
A little bit.
It's a comedic skeleton.
A comedy skeleton. Well, as we all know, skeletons fill the actual niche that clowns were supposed to occupy but don't. You see, something got scrambled when they were interpolating reality, and clowns became vessels of horror, and skeletons became vessels of hilarity.
Right. There's just something deeply funny about what's supposed to be inside you being outside you.
This is to say nothing of the paradox of the skeleton clown.
Oh god. I do think I just threw up in my existentialism for a second.
That's a line for the ages. But yes, so Deadly Premonition, the best way I can think to describe it is a playable B-movie.
Oh, neat.
Yes.
Orson, I want to hear that, but I do want to point out Orson just popped in chat and said, I heard the phrase, the Magnus Archives.
I did tell you.
Indeed. Okay, Deadly Premonition, then I'll talk about the Magnus Archives.
So the creator, Swery, I believe that's spelled Swery. I assume set out to make a good game, as one often does. They wanted to make some sort of like murder mystery horror game. It is none of those things. It's trying so hard to be scary, and it's not. And it's trying so hard to be mysterious, and it's not. And there's just a wonderful sort of charm to it, in that you have this game clearly trying to be one thing and just consistently failing at it.
Same. And
I am told that the long-awaited sequel continues wonderfully in that tradition. So if you ever want to be the world's most inept FBI agent trying to solve murder mysteries that end up being anything but Deadly Premonition and Deadly Premonition 2. The way I put it to my roommate was thus. You start out with a fairly by the numbers serial killer investigation in a small town in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the first one, you are fighting a 20-foot tall alien.
Strong.
The sequence of events that led between these two things, not all that connected.
Plothole C says hello.
Hello, Plothole C. You wonderful person. You hunky, mysterious stranger.
How did you know what they called me in high school?
I know everything about you, Kyle.
They also called me, wait, you can't be here. You're not real. You're not supposed to be real.
I have approximate knowledge of many things. Oh, interesting shade of red.
Just a little too blood. Again, I'm not wanting this necessarily to be scary. Obviously, I do make horror stuff, but I feel like that's not what I'm trying to get across with this logo.
You're trying to be more spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah.
Than you are, say, Jason and the Argonauts.
Exactly. Extra Harlocky.
Harlock, you say?
I'm assuming C is referring to, was it Space Pirate?
Yes.
Harlock?
Yes, actually. You know, I joke about how many pins I've got here, but Captain Harlock.
Oh, neat.
Yep. Behold, example. It's just a really solid skull and crossbones. Like, it just looks very pleasant.
Gary's digging at me that I could use yellow, because...
You could, but the blue looks so striking.
I don't know. I feel like blue is one of those colors that keeps getting associated with me that I don't actually like.
Fair. I mean, hey, if it helps or hinders, yellow's my favorite color.
I mean, yellow, I do really like how that looks, but given it's like the logo for me, I'm... True. Just made it all go black.
Ooh, the purple's not bad.
Yeah.
But it feels... Can I be a little mean?
Yes.
Purple feels predictable somehow.
Yeah, there's that. Part of it is... right, so, like, when it comes to logos,
yes.
There's some pretty heavily researched marketing theory when it comes to color usage. Like, different colors bring out certain brands.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That I knew. Like, there are certain colors you never want to use for food brands, for example.
Yeah, and purple and red, I think... Well, I'm just going to pull up the chart. Purple is one of the more creative brand colors, right?
Yes.
Like, even if you look at...
we know it's not green.
Yeah.
Green is not a creative color. Oh, wow, the BP logo. This was made a while ago.
Right, so purple is wise, creative, imaginative, royalty, etc., etc. Black is prestigious, serious, bold, classic, powerful, that sort of thing.
I'm sorry, are you telling me that Taco Bell wants to be seen as wise and creative?
Well, it also, like, nostalgia and sentimentality is also, like, things that fall into that.
Fair.
And I can see that, actually.
Yes, actually.
It's also, like, Taco Bell also falls kind of into the red category, which you see a lot of, like... Then red is, like, visceral, bold, courageous.
Visceral.
But, you know, red being really strongly associated with food brands as well.
Yeah. No, I think we can at least partially have Coke to thank for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Nabisco and Betty Crocker.
Definitely don't think I should do orange because orange is the happy color. And
that might be just a little too overtly Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't even... Okay, Plothole C is making a case for purple. I may make a case for purple. It is the darkest of the bright colors, bounces back the light least comparatively, and the purple on bold black makes a visible contrast while keeping the dark tone of the logo, which goes with your brand illustration style we've seen so far. That's actually a good argument, I think.
C has a talent for making good arguments. I have seen it.
Okay, so I am really liking the purple, but I'm almost I do think something is missing.
Play around with the tone of the purple A. B.
I have one thing I was.
It might look slightly too busy, but see what adding an extra white stroke to it somewhere. Does.
That's what I was gonna try and do next. Gosh, is it weird that Alan's saying I have a talent for arguments makes me flustered? Oh.
Love you too, hon. Hope it's not too gushy to say that I love my fiance.
It's perfectly gushy and fine. That stroke is a little too much.
That's super not working. What if darker purple stroke? Not lighter than the black, darker than the rest of the purple.
So I am thinking that maybe the problem with the stroke not working has to do with there's just not the space meant to compensate for it.
Still, I'd say try it with the darker and see what...
Yeah.
Because you might be surprised. But you could also be very much right. That is my second train of thought. I have two running simultaneously. I've got multi-track drifting.
Oh, that is pretty good, though.
Meh.
I do like that.
Also, as long as I'm going to keep doing patchwork on stream, I feel like eventually, one of these streams, I should do a poll on, like, having some of the chat decide what patches go where.
I learned how to make polls. We can do that.
Let's not do that today, necessarily, but... keep it in mind for future.
Absolutely.
I kind of want to set up like a photograph of this vest, photograph the remaining patches I want to put on it, and just kind of fiddle around with different arrangements in Photoshop.
C is also suggesting, what about rather than a stroke, a kind of bar stroke along the top edge of letters, give them like the merest hint of a faux bevel.
Ooh.
And
not a bad idea also.
I am going to try that, but that just gave me what I consider a way better idea.
It is your logo.
First. And okay, that's not as cool as I thought it would be. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make it look like the letters have a are like in.
I think to do that you'd need a darker color for that. Like try a darker gray, or darker bluish gray even. Because with how pale it is. It ends up just kind of making the lines look blurry, and you want it to be crisper than that for that effect.
We also
now I'm getting unpleasant memories of being a teenager and applying a blur filter to all my finished art pieces because I thought it looked better.
I'm getting flashbacks of
and then
a
looking
year
back
ago.
at them several years afterwards and being, why is all my art from this period blurry? I think it was just because at that point in my life I was scanning it so low of a resolution that
it was blurry anyways.
No, that everything was like super jaggedy and always gonna be. So like a blur filter was only gonna help that by making it look blurry, not by actually like changing the quality of the line work.
Ooh, what about something like this? That might be a little too dark. The blur filter story hurts. See, how dare you?
I also unironically used lens flare.
I unironically use lens flare.
We all remember lens flare.
Yay, it's doing the thing. Thanks for hosting, Abner Doodle.
Thanks for hosting, Abner Doodle.
Kyle and the Bat.
Welcome to Kyle and the Bat. This is MC Kyle Pants. I'm Justice Shenanigans, your host for the evening.
We're trying to figure out.
We were all high schoolers once. We sure were. I still maybe remember some of my edgy OCs.
I mean, honestly, something neutral like that, that's still purple.
Ooh. Oh, I'm digging it. That's a nice color.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. It's
That
strong.
Counterpoint, you don't have to pick a single color. True. In my earlier draft that I had on the disc, that's... That seemed like such a good idea in my head.
It's got that sort of like...
It just feels gross.
It feels like something that's painted on the side of a cheap roller coaster now.
It does, kind of.
I'm glad we're both kind of recoiling.
I just can't look away from it.
It's magnificently horrible.
It's really bad.
It's like a bag of cheap gummy candy.
I'm just gonna sit here with what I've done for a second.
You are your own dog, rubbing your face in what you have done.
Butthole C agrees.
Worrisome Carnival Feels. I feel like that could be the name of your band. Worrisome Carnival Feels.
Worrisome Carnival Feels.
At the very least, an album title.
Like a blurb describing my work.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and... I'm still gonna try and work some purple into this, but really the purple and red kind of clash pretty bad, if I'm honest.
Certain purples go good with certain reds, but they can be finicky together.
The better American flag.
That's still pretty rough.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
It switched from like weird roller coaster art to like dollar store lollipop packaging.
Yep. I was also gonna say knockoff Coke brand.
I feel like you've invented a new pride flag, though. The Kyle pride flag. You're proud to be Kyle. Can't remember it too well. Ooh, nice. Yeah. That's not bad.
I agree.
I remember seeing a screenshotted exchange once that was, wait, what pride flag is this? Dude, that's Germany.
the dead pride flag. Yeah, it's describing the gender that's of that skeleton comic.
Are you a boy skeleton or a girl skeleton?
I'm dead. Ever brings up I could pattern it on the asexuality thread.
Could.
Flag. I could. I do talk about asexuality a lot, but I don't want to co-opt that because I do not identify as asexual anymore.
Fair.
If I still did, that would be different. Asexuality is a very important topic to me, and like an identity I particularly identify with, but I am not it. So I don't want to do that anymore. Ooh, that looks kind of... See, this is sort of a reverse of what was before. It's still kind of gross, but in like a better way.
Yeah, no, it's a better gross.
It's a better gross. Like an intentional gross. Because it kind of just... It starts to look moldy at the bottom instead of just like... offensive.
Can I make a weird suggestion?
Yeah.
Try blending the purple with like a bright intense green. Like just go full Joker for a second.
Oh yeah, I mean it looks good. I'm not gonna keep that because I know it's gonna look good, but not what I want. But
fair.
A really intense green. Yeah, it just looks. Look at that. That's just some poison we got going.
Yeah,
on.
Congratulate. Now you're a monster truck. Now it just looks like the Gravedigger logo. And yet I don't dislike it.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I just not what I really want in my logo.
Fair.
Noodle says that my body has been trying to delete this day with sleep. I can totally understand that. So I had Thursday off, and I meant to do literally anything. I slept mostly. Like I was pretty much asleep until 6.
I feel a weird solidarity with this because I was having a conversation with my roommate before I left. They were just like, "You seem tired," and I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night." And they're like, "Oh," and then I thought about it, and I was like, "I haven't slept very well this week." And they're like, "You should probably take care of that," and I'm like, "I'm figuring it out." Yeah, no, I feel like on the whole, like we just haven't been sleeping as well
as a species.
Yeah, I mean there are reasons.
I will say it's not a coma because it was one of those that, like, I slept a full night's sleep, like 10 to 9 or whatnot, like a long night's sleep. But then I woke up for like an hour or two. Couldn't really get motivated to do anything. Anyways, and then I went back to sleep for another, 4 hours. And then at, 9 o'clock, my roommates and I were watching the second half of the Hamilton movie. And I was awake finally at, 9 p.m. And that's actually, and then I couldn't sleep again because I'd been sleeping all day. And that's when I made this logo, the original draft of this logo.
Nice. It was nice. Previously, I'd only been familiar with the audio, so it was nice to have visuals to match up to it.
Yeah. I had watched a horribly bootlegged, recorded on a phone camera.
Gotcha. So it was nice to see a professionally recorded version, I'm sure.
Funny enough, the choreography was pretty much the same, but, it was really cool to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm almost finished attaching this patch.
I do feel like I maybe should look into getting a vest that is somewhat your aesthetic, so we can match for some event if events ever happen again.
Events are never happening again. Events aren't real anymore. But yeah, no, I mean, hey, on one hand, don't sacrifice your aesthetic to prop up mine, but on the other hand, that's the wonderful thing about these kind of jackets, they can accommodate so many aesthetics. And I can point you out where I get, some good pins and patches and studs.
Hi, Ironoki. I'm trying to work on a logo. Do you have any suggestions for colors?
Please don't actually assume you have no money.
Our attempts at blending purple and red have led to some disgust. Neon pink.
You know what? Might as well.
While we're trying everything.
Some say pink is the official color of the millennial. Those people are wrong, but
Yeah, Gary's saying that I'm not digging the darker things because it makes the text harder to see against the black, and yeah, that's sort of what's gotten me.
Yeah. No, you want it to be legible.
I mean, really, I think this just flat gray-purple is really striking.
It does work really nicely.
I feel like there might still be something missing, but I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Thicker outline, maybe.
Maybe.
Make that shit pop.
The pink wasn't as gross as the orange.
Few things were as gross as the orange.
Arnoki says suddenly it's Graves. Yeah, suddenly it is Graves now that you mention it.
Suddenly it's Graves.
You're familiar with Laura Graves?
Oh, I'm very familiar with Laura Graves. Also, well, hold on, that was a premature also.
Yeah, we tried a white outline. One of the problems with it was sort of that, there might not have been enough space between the letters, which is something I could fix, but it would be a lot of work at this stage. Yeah, it's super cool, but I don't feel like it's me. I feel like it's Grace. So, since we mentioned Hamilton, I can't help but think about one of my favorite scenes in it, which is in the election of 1800 when Alexander runs into Burr, who's campaigning for president. It's like, you're openly campaigning. Sure, that's new. Honestly, it's kind of draining. I'm like, that's such a mood.
Yup.
Aronoki has had Hamilton songs in his head since last week.
Aaron Burr, sir. Man, props to the guy who played both Hercules Mulligan and James Madison.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Oh my gosh, such completely different characters. Complete switch of body language, of delivery, of everything, and he did them both wonderfully. Also, just as a historical figure, Hercules Mulligan was kind of amazing.
And, I feel like the actor that did Lafayette. and Jefferson, not as much range.
Not as much range, but
boy, was he great.
Yes. Oh, yes. He has charisma for days. You can feel the charisma just rolling off of him. Also, people have clocked it, apparently, and some of Lafayette's verses in the first act are actually the fastest delivered lines in a Broadway play.
That does not surprise me.
He has to speed rap while jumping around on stuff in a French accent.
and an admittedly bad French accent.
Yes, but like that's kind of part of the fun.
Alright, I think I like this color palette. I think I'm happy.
Like, as long as you get that, oh, Lafayette is French.
Mm-hmm.
Which, boy, that alone was kind of a thing when he was active.
Mm-hmm.
Just rolls up to Washington like, hi, you're fighting the British? I want to fight the British. Side-eyes him like,
Yeah, but I really want to fight the British, though.
Cool. Sounds like you really hate the British. I also really hate the British. Hi, I'm French.
Still works in reverse.
Hey.
Actually, I feel like that looks almost cooler. You can't read the text at all.
No, now it just looks like a fantasy language, but like, it looks cool.
I'm just gonna test it out against a bunch of different, backgrounds. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it works as a logo.
Bad.
Yeah. OTL-like stuff's gonna be a lot of purples. Yeah, it's just having that drop shadow on not the drop shadow, the white outline around the main thing. I think we've got this. Oh yeah, I should probably flip it back to the direction it's supposed to be.
I mean, if you really want to.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this logo.
You should be.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen previous Kyle Newbridge logos, but they're usually my primary thing has had the whole Newbridge with like a bridge going from the N to the E.
I mean, it's cute.
It's cute, but it's like, it looks more like a lawyer company. Doesn't really
look like you.
Yeah. And we finalized this bomb-ass logo.
So good.
It is good. I'm really excited about it.
And I put more spikes on this severely spiky jacket.
More spikes.
More spikes.
More spikes for the spike jacket.
More spikes for the spike jacket.
Mind if I hold it up a little bit?
Nah, go for it. Have fun.
Alan Spike Jacket! Spike Jacket!
It's a spiky boy.
You're gonna give the most dangerous and amazing hugs.
Yup. And as long as you don't hug me on the top of my shoulders, you'll be fine.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up now.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Yes, thank you.
I hope you all have a good night. Bye. Thanks for watching. You know how it goes. Like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed. Or if you didn't enjoy. I need constant attention. I post gameplay videos every Thursday and art videos every Friday. You can also catch me on Twitch at 7 p.m. PST on Thursday or 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Thanks to my patrons for encouraging me to do all the crazy things I do, especially Pothold C, Chocolate Bliss, Abnerdoodle, aka Lauren, and Tia. You can join them at patreon.com/knewbridge. Toodles!